Today, there are many countries in the world where being gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender entails grave risks because of discrimination. Since the LGBTQ community suffers oppression and violations of their rights, it is hard for them to find jobs since they are excluded. As well, most times, they cannot get access to proper medical services due to the constant discrimination. In fact, discriminatory practices are so detrimental, they sometimes even end up resulting in deaths. Not infrequently, LGBTQ members are attacked in public places, beaten, and sometimes killed because of being who they really are. Members of the LGBTQ community in the United States of America and heterosexuals who support this community have created gay rights organizations over the years. These groups have made remarkable progress from their inception, but especially in the past 2 decades. Among the most significant achievements attributed to the LGBTQ rights groups have been 1. Changes or revocations of laws that criminalized homosexual activity in the past, and 2. The recent legalization of same-sex marriage. In the past few years, the LGBTQ community and its activists have had to overcome obstacles to show society that LGBTQ people in the United States and in the world should have the same rights as anyone else. This video, I want to share with you some of the major accomplishments of the LGBTQ movement from its creation up to the present. According to the network history, the Society for Human Rights is known as the first prominent gay rights organization in the US. It was founded in Chicago in 1924 by Henry Herber, a German immigrant. Herber's small group issued the first gay-related newsletter in the United States, Friendship and Freedom. However, police forced the group to stop functioning in 1925. In 1950, the Mattachine Society was founded by Henry Hay. This national gay rights organization is associated with being one of the first legally recognized groups, only preceded by the Human Rights Society established in Chicago that I just mentioned. According to the Share America platform, in 1962, Illinois became the first state in the nation to decriminalize sexual activity with mutual consent between couples of the same sex. What we perhaps know as the Stonewall riots resulted from a sequence of violent protests that took place in the early hours of June 28, 1969, in a clandestine gay club, Stonewall Inn in New York. This is often cited as the first time in history in which the then emerging LGBTQ community challenged a system that persecuted homosexuality. In this sense, Stonewall is considered being the catalyst of the modern LGBTQ rights movement in the United States and around the world. As a way of honoring the significance of this uprising to the LGBTQ community nowadays, each year in June, Pride Month is celebrated across the United States. Over 75,000 members of the LGBT community and heterosexual supporters took part in the National March on Washington for Lesbian and Gay Rights on October 14, 1979. This march transformed the way American society viewed gay rights in the United States. The legalization of same-sex marriage in the United States has been a historic event, not only for members of the LGBTQ community, but also for the entire nation. On June 26, 2015, the Supreme Court decided that marriage between same-sex partners is constitutional, concluding an intense debate that had affected American society during the last 3 decades. The Supreme Court's decision is a tremendous victory for LGBTQ movements in the United States. All over the country, politicians, singers, actors, among other personalities expressed their opinions using their social media platforms about the legalization of gay marriage across the 50 states in the nation and its territories. Also, within a few hours, thousands of people had already used the hashtag #LoveWins to express their joy at the Supreme Court's decision. It is important to mention in this video that not all Americans were satisfied with this historic ruling. Many conservative Christians, many of whom had also approached the Supreme Court building, regretted the decision. A similar degree to how many politicians congratulated the gay community, others, particularly Republicans, shared their disappointment on social media platforms. 6 years ago, the US legalized gay marriage, and many other countries have done so as well. Colombia, Finland, Ireland, Germany, Malta, and Ecuador are among those countries. As Forbes points out, 70 countries in the world still criminalize LGBTQ sexual acts between adults as of 2020. For this community in those countries where they are still victims of oppression, it is hard to survive. As a result of the great work by gay rights movements since many years ago, the LGBT community has become more accepted in the United States. Many members of the LGBTQ community agree that there is still much to do and that they will continue fighting for their rights. All the victories that the LGBTQ community has been able to achieve have been brought about by a long history of hard work and suffering.